A band of warriors had just sealed a monstrous gateway. Their triumph was tinged with unease. The tallest warrior among them delivered a somber caution. Their accomplishment would be meaningless unless they vanquished the Demon King. His continued existence was the very source of the world's imminent collapse. His voice thick with sorrow, he disclosed that such destruction had already consumed his brother's realm, leaving the team stunned and disheartened. Perceiving their despair, he implored them to cling to hope. He voiced his steadfast conviction that a new champion would emerge, someone capable of inheriting their strength and guiding the world toward deliverance. Elsewhere, the Thunderbike team was embroiled in a furious clash with a savage, multi-headed Hydra. Yuke offered crucial aid to Simon and Barry, who initiated a synchronized assault. Yuke then shifted his focus to support Jamie, who unleashed a blazing barrage upon the Hydra. Returning to Simon, Duck furnished an additional surge of power, empowering Simon to cleave one of the Hydra's heads with a single, mighty blow. The severed head plummeted, enveloped in fire, marking the battle's conclusion. The entire engagement had been streamed live, eliciting a surge of applause and accolades from onlookers. Warriors everywhere lauded the team, many yearning to emulate their path. Later, the team convened at the tavern, where friction arose. Yuke, clearly agitated, declared his intent to withdraw, alleging inadequate compensation and mounting financial obligations. Simon countered, reminding him their remuneration was linked to individual performance in combat. Barry, unimpressed, reproached Yuke's lack of direct engagement, accusing him of simply depleting their supplies. Jamie added that Yuke's primary function was facilitating the live transmission. Camilla joined in, encouraging Yuke to increase his contributions if he desired greater earnings. Yuke retorted, maintaining he had assisted Camilla during skirmishes, although she plainly denied any recollection of his aid. Resolute, Yuke announced his resignation, expressing gratitude to the team for their shared time. Simon, however, inquired about his future plans, reminding him of the obstacles he would encounter. No other group would readily accept him, Simon cautioned, especially considering Yuke was a B-ranked operative, generously accommodated within their elite A-rank squad. Barry, with a sharp tone, informed Yuke that if he departed, there would be no return, not even if he pleaded for pardon. Simon pressed Yuke to formulate a definitive decision, stressing this was not an occasion for levity. Yuke, visibly fatigued, drained his beverage and conceded that he could no longer tolerate the circumstances. Resolved to begin anew, Yuke set off for the city and directed his steps toward the Warriors Guild. At the reception counter, he informed Mommer, the attendant, that he was seeking new employment. Mommer, astonished, alluded to his association with the Thunderbike team. Yuke clarified that he had severed ties with the group. Mommer presented him with an application, which he promptly completed. As he finalized the documents, a voice echoed his name. A young woman, Marina, hurried towards him, embracing him with enthusiasm. It had been a considerable period since their last meeting. Yuke, startled, acknowledged her. Marina reminded him that he had mentored her a year and a half prior. Inquisitive about her advancement, Yuke inquired about her companions. Marina reassured him they were thriving before inquiring about his presence at the guild. Yuke explained his pursuit of a new team, prompting Marina to propose he enlist in hers. She retrieved the application from Mommer and eagerly invited him to meet her group. Marina escorted Yuke to her comrades, composed of two women named Silk and Rin. Silk, dubious, inquired if Yuke was genuinely inclined to join their ranks. Yuke affirmed, elucidating his rationale. He acknowledged that while he had previously collaborated with an A-rank team, their consistent utilization of costly DMAS resources yielded him minimal financial gain, suggesting that a D-rank team, employing fewer resources, might provide a more sustainable equilibrium between expenditures and earnings. Marina readily concurred, and Rin seconded the notion, addressing Yuke as master with palpable deference. Silk wavered but ultimately assented. Yuke, uneasy with the honorific, requested to be addressed by his name, as Marina did. Marina joyfully welcomed him into their fold, and the others echoed her sentiments with zeal. With Yuke now integrated into the group, Silk inquired about their subsequent actions. Yuke inquired about their existing arrangements, and Silk revealed a task to acquire DMAS from a deserted locale. The team embarked on their expedition to the site. Upon reaching their destination, Yuke recognized the terrain and apprised them that he had frequented it previously. He disclosed that a substantial quantity of DMAS was situated on the 6th level. Silk voiced her apprehension about the creature inhabiting the 5th level, expressing a strong preference to circumvent it entirely. Yuke proposed initiating their exploration on the 4th level instead. He exhorted the team to remain alert and focused as they prepared to enter the cavern. Marina spearheaded the effort with her staff, utilizing it to identify snares dispersed throughout the vicinity. Yuke observed her efforts with a trace of satisfaction, recognizing that she was implementing techniques he had imparted to her in the past. Nonetheless, he suggested that he assume responsibility for the duty henceforth. Marina objected, asserting it was her designated role since the team lacked a specialized trap detection device. Yuke countered by retrieving a specialized lantern from his satchel, crafted to simplify trap detection considerably. He clarified that it functioned with a distinctive oil he had concocted personally. Marina was impressed, but Silk, ever pragmatic, inquired about the oil's expense. Yuke assured her it was economical due to his expertise in chemical processes and encouraged the group to proceed. Assuming the vanguard position, Yuke instructed Marina to safeguard their rear. They ventured deeper into the cavern. Along the route, he reminisced about his initial visit to the site with his former team. Abruptly, Yuke halted the group, detecting motion in an adjacent chamber. He guided them into the area where they encountered a band of goblins. Silk rapidly initiated the offensive, felling one of the beings, followed by Marina. Yuke amplified Marina's capabilities just prior to her assault and deployed a trap that ensnared several goblins. With the acquired advantage, Marina delivered the decisive strike, annihilating the remaining adversaries. Marina was astounded by her heightened agility and power, instantly questioning Yuke about his involvement in her newfound capabilities. Yuke explained that he had furnished 3 precise enhancements to augment her performance. Rin expressed awe at Yuke's aptitude, while Marina remarked on how much more nimble and swift she felt. Yuke commended the team, emphasizing their achievement was a consequence of their collaborative endeavor. He then directed them to continue accumulating dim-ass. Upon concluding their work on the level, Yuke recommended a brief respite. During the interval, Marina observed that her enhanced strength persisted. Rin remarked on her replete mana reserves, and Silk noted she had an ample supply of arrows remaining, even reclaiming a few utilized against the goblins. The group recommenced their exploration, with Yuke once more at the helm. Their advancement was disrupted when a creature unexpectedly attacked. Yuke narrowly evaded the blow and swiftly instructed Rin to conjure a spell. Silk volunteered to divert the monster to provide time, while Marina launched an assault of her own. Yuke augmented their abilities, keeping the monster at bay until Rin unleashed a potent incantation that obliterated the entity. Marina instantly lauded Rin for her exceptional skill. Yuke, noticing the strain the spell had taken on Rin, replenished her mana, leaving her astounded. Marina inquired if the incantation Rin had employed was particularly formidable. Rin confirmed it was an advanced crimson magic spell, one demanding considerable expertise. She added that mastering such techniques could easily qualify a mage for membership in an A-ranked team. Yuke dismissed the team's admiration, asserting that his actions were unremarkable and prompting them to continue their progression. As they advanced, Yuke commenced pouring water onto the ground. Piquing Silk's curiosity, she inquired about its purpose, and Yuke explained it was consecrated water. He utilized it to obscure the tracks of the undead, preventing them from pursuing or encircling the group. Once again, Silk, ever practical, inquired about the consecrated water's cost. Yuke conceded that it would be dear if procured from others, but assured her he had produced it himself. Rin, surprised, questioned how he accomplished such a feat since he wasn't a cleric. Yuke disclosed that he created it using purified ashes, a residue from the undead remains after vanquishing them. Silk, intrigued, inquired if this procedure was another type of alchemical process. Yuke clarified it was more akin to a mystical formula, which also aided him in restoring some of the energy he had expended earlier. Encouraged by his ingenuity, Silk voiced her pleasure at collaborating with someone from an A-ranked team, remarking on how much she could glean from him. Yuke reassured her with a smile, promising she would acquire valuable knowledge and expertise over time. The group eventually arrived at a resting point where Yuke suggested they pause and partake of some sustenance before resuming their dim-ass acquisition. Offering to prepare the meal, he reached into his bag and retrieved a pouch. Setting up a fire, he began cooking with practiced efficiency. Then Yuke revealed a mystical cooking vessel, striking it to activate its enchantment. To the team's astonishment, the pot materialized a fresh seafood dish. Rin, utterly impressed, inquired about the pot's provenance. Yuke explained that he had discovered it within a royal fortress and that it was enchanted to facilitate meal preparation. However, he added that restoring it had been a pricey undertaking. Marina, clutching her rumbling stomach, confessed she could no longer resist. She needed to eat. Yuke encouraged the team to partake before the food cooled. As they commenced their meal, their appreciation for Yuke's culinary skills rapidly became apparent. Silk, inquisitive, inquired if she was detecting the essence of mana within the food. Yuke confirmed it was deliberate, clarifying that he had imbued the meal with mana to help them sustain their vitality. Silk grasped her head in astonishment, exclaiming that she had just ingested mana. Rin assured her there was no cause for alarm, while Marina, savoring another mouthful, added that it didn't matter as long as it tasted delectable. After concluding their meal, the team descended to the 4th level where they encountered a colossal being, a rock lizard. Yuke explained that the beast possessed valuable mystical iron they needed to obtain. The lizard initiated an attack, but Yuke immobilized it with an incantation. Capitalizing on the opportunity, Marina surged forward, delivering a devastating blow that severed the lizard's head. Panting, Marina noted that the exertion had depleted much of her energy and mana. Yuke approached Marina and cast a spell to restore her vitality and replenish her mana. Retrieving his specialized axe, Yuke commenced extracting the mystical iron from the lizard's carcass, while the rest of the team gathered the scattered shards. Once they had collected the mystical iron, Yuke requested a status update from Silk. She reported they were still 30 fragments short of their objective. Yuke suggested they hunt another rock lizard, but then proposed a more audacious plan, confronting the creature on the 5th level. Silk immediately voiced her reservations, emphasizing that the monster on the 5th level was far beyond the capabilities of novices like themselves. Rin concurred, observing that such a confrontation would necessitate considerable mana expenditure, while Marina conceded she wouldn't be capable of replicating her previous feat of severing a monster's head. Yuke reassured them, pledging to demonstrate his true worth to the team. Silk, quick to interject, insisted that he had already proven himself repeatedly. Yuke smiled and confidently retorted that he still had considerably more to offer. Resolute, the team advanced to the 5th level to confront the monster. Yuke informed them he would handle the encounter single-handedly. Marina, apprehensive, questioned if he could genuinely manage such a feat. Yuke confidently reassured her, vowing to display his prowess. To the team's surprise, Yuke produced a camera and commenced setting it up. When they inquired about its purpose, Yuke explained he intended to document his confrontation with the creature. Marina enthusiastically suggested broadcasting the battle live, noting that it would render the experience considerably more exhilarating. Yuke agreed and requested the team's name to introduce them to the viewership. Silk admitted they hadn't yet chosen one as they weren't formally registered with the guild. Marina perceived this as the opportune moment to make a decision. After a brief deliberation, she proposed the name Clover to symbolize the 3 women and their formidable protector. Yuke approved, proclaiming it the inaugural live broadcast for Team Clover and encouraging them to officially register the name upon their return. Their names settled, Yuke prepared for the engagement, casting numerous incantations upon himself before unsealing the entrance to the monster's lair. The team trailed closely as Yuke activated the camera and commenced the live transmission. He unleashed a succession of 5 potent spells, directing their combined force toward the monstrous being. Employing an attraction spell, Yuke ensured the beast concentrated all its aggression upon him. Despite the creature's savagery, Yuke showcased his exceptional combat skills, vanquishing the monster completely. As the dust subsided, Yuke addressed the live viewership, expressing his gratitude for tuning in before terminating the broadcast. Marina, overcome with awe, ran to Yuke and embraced him tightly, extolling his incredible power and combat prowess. Silk praised his impeccable technique, while Rin marveled at his capacity to conjure multiple spells concurrently, deeming it nothing short of phenomenal. Marina, still enthusiastically embracing Yuke, was reminded by Silk to relax her hold before she inadvertently injured him. Yuke chuckled and assured the team that the monster was extremely valuable. He explained that it would require dismantling at the guild and stored it within his enchanted bag. Marina couldn't conceal her astonishment at the bag's remarkable capacity. Silk, appearing contemplative, inquired if they would perpetually need to depend on him during battles. Yuke reassured her that in the future, they would fight together as a unified force. To uplift their spirits, he revealed a concealed chest and invited them to open it. Within, they discovered a wealth of magical iron. Joy and exhilaration filled the chamber as the team realized they had far surpassed their objective.